And your impression of the way Mike is, especially with Tyreek, you said sort of short, fast motion.
Kind of what you expect. I mean, Tyreek is such a unique dude. He's the one dude with those motions who is fast enough to run any route known to man off of him. And not many people are like that. So they get to try a lot of stuff with that, which Mike's as good as anyone at trying stuff and being creative. They did that in week 1 with the little cheat motion. We did it in week 2 after we saw it. The Rams did it about 3 times versus us in week 2. I've also seen every team probably do it since week 1, so it is a cool motion, and they got a real cool guy to do it with.
What do you call it?
We call it cheat. Yeah.
Shortly after he's hung out
It's
with
cheating.
us.
Why is it cheating?
I don't know. It looks just almost did it. It looks hard to stop people like Tyreek and Debo and stuff with a running start. That's usually only in the CFL.
Kyle Shanahan from the 49ers says that the Miami Dolphins are cheating. And he's right. The Miami Dolphins are indeed cheating. But he's the one who showed Mike McDaniel how to cheat. I bet you've watched Tyreek Hill all season long make NFL defensive backs look like high school players, and you probably didn't even realize how he was doing it. What if I told you that it's not because of Tua Tagovailoa? What if I told you it's not even because of Tyreek Hill's elite speed? But instead, what if I told you that it's happening because the Miami Dolphins are cheating? As you all know, the NFL and many sports journos are out there talking about banning the tush push, the brotherly shove that the Philadelphia Eagles have done with such success all year long. Some people in the inner circles of the NFL and in sports media and some fans feel that the tush push, the brotherly shove, gives the Philadelphia Eagles an unfair advantage. I've even heard some people say that it's not how football is supposed to be played. But did you know you could say the exact same thing about the Miami Dolphins offense? Just like with the tush push, the Miami Dolphins are enjoying an unfair advantage. Their illegal motion plays aren't how football was designed to be played. Not American football, that is. Maybe Canadian football, but definitely not how American football was designed to be played. In order to understand what I'm saying and not getting all ticked off, you have to understand and accept the NFL rules. Rules have nothing to do with your fandom. Rules don't have anything to do with your feelings. Rules aren't subject to your couch-sitting interpretation. Rules are meant to be followed, and rules are meant to be enforced. We'll get to the enforcement issue in a second. But for right now, let's take a look at the rule. Rule 7, Section 4, Article 8 from the NFL says, when the ball is snapped, one player who is lined up in the backfield may be in motion, provided that he is moving parallel to or away from the line of scrimmage. Now, this is the important part. No player is permitted to be moving toward the line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. Did you get that? No player can be moving forward until the ball is snapped. No player. It doesn't say some, doesn't say the Miami Dolphins, doesn't say Tyreek Hill. It says no player can be moving forward before the ball is snapped. So you got it? Are we clear? Because if you don't understand and don't accept that that rule exists, then there's no reason to continue watching this video as I show you how the Miami Dolphins are cheating. So why exactly did Kyle Shanahan call the Miami Dolphins cheaters? Because according to the rules the NFL has in place, they are doing just that. The Miami Dolphins are guilty of cheating. And to show you, we don't have to go any further back than looking at the Washington Commanders game. I'm going to show you a play, the 60-yard touchdown that Tyreek Hill caught from Tua, and I'm going to show it in full speed, and then I'm going to break it down. So go ahead, watch this play in full speed. And now I'm really going to show you where the violation takes place and how it's been happening all season long. Now this happens very fast. Tyreek is in position. He's waiting for Tua to give him the signal. He takes off. Ball's not snapped yet. Right there, Tyreek turns up before the ball is snapped. Watch it again. Tua gives him the signal. Tyreek goes in motion. He begins his turn up the field before Connor has even snapped the ball. That is illegal. Maybe that was still too quick for you. So take a look at these two screenshots. Remember what the rule said. no player, no player may be moving forward until the time that the ball is snapped. That's the rule. You can argue that the NFL has that rule in place, but that is the rule. No player can be moving forward until the ball is snapped. Unless you have a vision problem, maybe even clouded by fandom, you can clearly see that Tyreek Hill begins to move forward before the ball is even snapped. It's not even up for debate. You can clearly see he's moving forward before the ball is snapped. And then you can go back and look at all of the film throughout the entire season. The Miami Dolphins have been cheating with Tyreek Hill all season long. I bet you didn't know that. Or worse, I bet you don't even care. I've heard from people, as long as they're winning, they don't care. They don't care what happens as long as they keep winning. The cheater's mantra has always been, cheating is fine as long as you don't get caught. But now we have to look at the getting caught part. You see, the refs have been lenient on enforcement thus far, but they all know. The league knows, the NFL knows, the coaches know. I bet the players even know. And that's obvious looking at what Kyle Shanahan said and the way he said it. And then he admits the entire Shanahan tree is doing it. Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan himself, Sean McVay, and of course Mike McDaniel. They're all cheating. They're getting away with it right now. You see, the NFL knows the game. Right now, keep fans happy and keep them watching. We all know the phrase, chicks dig the long ball.
Hi, Tom.
Chicks dig the long ball.
No one wants to tune in and see a game between the Jets and the Patriots. It's just not entertaining. People want to see lots of scoring. They want to see big plays. They want to see the bombs. That's what people tune in to see. It's sort of like NASCAR. Nobody wants to see the cars going around the track as much as they want to see, cars crash up. It's all fun right now. Everyone's happy. The team is winning. Advertisers are continuing to pay. People are making money. And that's what this is designed to do. But then something happens in late December and early January that completely flips the script. That annual rite of passage from bread and circuses to playoff football happens in late December. And that passage being the NFL playoffs start. And what usually happens in the playoffs? Tight games. The reemergence all of a sudden of defense, a leveling of the field, all begins to happen during the playoffs. Do you know that the highest average scoring in the NFL playoffs in NFL history is the Green Bay Packers with 24.97 points per game in the playoffs? San Francisco 49ers are second. The San Francisco 49ers are second with 24.88 points per game. And the Patriots are third, and even with the GOAT, Tom Brady, they only scored 24.29 points per game. So why is everything so tight with the playoffs? Because the NFL begins to enforce the rules. It's no more playtime. It's no more fun time. It's down to serious business. And the funniest thing about this is that Shanahan and the rest of the coaches, and you can see it with his smirking, they all know they get away with all kinds of crap during the regular season, but during the playoffs, real teams show up and they play real football with real defense. But trust me, the NFL has been warning teams behind the scenes, including the Miami Dolphins. The NFL has let them know they are indeed cheating and breaking the rules, but they just haven't begun enforcement yet.
How you doing, OG?
Have a great game. Have a great game today. Oh, two things. Make sure we get set on the chips.
Okay.
Make sure we get set on the chips.
Okay.
So it's coming. It's not a matter of if, it's just when. My question, and as you know, I've been following the Miami Dolphins all season long. I broadcast every single game. I do tons of videos on the Miami Dolphins. And so my question is this: what happens when the NFL cracks the whip? There's an obvious chink in the armor. The Miami Dolphins may be exposed. As of today, Tyreek Hill has accounted for 43% of the total yards passing that Tua Tagovailoa has this year. This high-octane vehicle known as the Miami Dolphins offense has been fueled by cheating. A quarterback that has a well-touted 2.2, 2.3 release time because of the precision, the great precision of the Miami Dolphins offense. What's going to happen when there's a speed bump placed in the middle of the field against the Miami Dolphins? What happens when you spent the entire year cheating against the rules of the NFL, delighting the fans, and then all of a sudden in late December and January, you no longer can do that. People say that sometimes I'm really hard on Tua Tagovailoa, but then again, the truth is, it's not really his fault. He's just driving the race car that the pit crew has put out there. My concern remains, and always will be until proven otherwise, that what the Miami Dolphins are doing right now is not sustainable. I've said that many, many times because I knew the rules. I know what playoff football is like, and this stuff ain't gonna cut it in late December and January. A wheel is about to fall off of the Miami Dolphins offense, and Mike McDaniel at this point has not shown the willingness or capacity to execute a viable plan B. You have to know, it's been proven throughout history. Eventually, all cheaters get caught, especially when everyone knows you're cheating and can see it.
We call it cheat. Yeah.
Shortly after he's hung out
it's
with
cheating.
us,